Hey everybody, what's going on? So here I am in this video running my little SCL1000 Kubota mini skid steer, and I rented a trailer this day to help this fella out. He had a bunch of brush piled up in his backyard, and I needed help getting it out. So, I don't really advertise for this kind of work, but I've got the machinery to do it. And I was going to buy a trailer here recently, but to do this job, I just decided to go with a really big rental, and I was glad I did because it was cheap to rent. I was able to do this whole pile in 2 loads actually. But this little SCL, I love this little machine. Like I said, it's a very compact, powerful machine, has a great lifting capacity, and yeah, I can get into these tight little spots, maneuver really quickly. And compared to my tractor, I've got a Kubota SCL1000, so it's a pretty big, beefy tractor, but it's hard to maneuver around. Like stuff like this would just take a long time, and then I got to find a trailer that I can fit that thing in too, which I couldn't haul it with this dump trailer. And so I find myself using my tractor way less now that I have this little machine, and I really don't regret it. It's been a fun machine to have, and I use it on a weekly basis just around my own property. But with my stump grinding business, it's been awesome. I'm able to bring this thing with me on a job with my stump grinder, and rather than use the blade on my stump grinder, I just back that machine out, pull this thing in, and I can just move all that stuff so fast. And so my current plans involve getting a hold of a dump trailer at some point, and I'll start hauling chips more often rather than renting a trailer. But you kind of have to weigh out the pros and cons of renting, because last year I wasn't really advertising hauling chips, but this year I am, and so I have had people taking me up on it. And so renting, it's not bad, but in the long run, I'm thinking I should probably just end up getting a trailer, because I've got a lot of stuff on my own property, let alone, helping other people out. And, it might pay for itself pretty quickly once I start using it to haul chips and stuff like that. But, I started with machinery first and figured out what else I need. And, start moving forward a little more this year, I hope. So, thanks for stopping by and checking out what I got going on. But yeah, this job ended up taking me about 3 hours with the runs back and forth that I had to make. But great great trailer. I think that's a Lamar 7x16, and it's a very heavy duty one. I think it was a 16,000 pound rated trailer, so yeah, heavy duty as it gets, but was super impressed with it. I would really like to get one like that, but maybe not quite as big for my own personal stuff. But every now and then, a big trailer like this is great for stuff like this. So, all right, we'll see you guys later.